Hi, good morning and welcome to meditation. Today is the 16th of January. I would like to meditate with you in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 20. We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. We implore on Christ's behalf, on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. Apparently the you, implore you, doesn't exist in the text. It was added. So he's imploring everyone to be reconciled to God. God has already done the work. Everything is done. Everything is finished. But now he is inviting us to be reconciled with him. Because that's the only way we can become ambassadors for Christ. We cannot be Christ's ambassadors if we are not reconciled with him. What are we going to share? What are we going to preach? If we don't know Christ, what message have we got to preach, to share? And the interesting thing is that he's telling this to all the Christians who read this letter in the church, in the Corinthian church. It is to everyone, to man and to men and women, to Jewish people, to Greeks, everyone. Though they are slaves or free, would say Paul. Paul would say in the book of Galatians. It is for everyone. Romans chapter 5 verse 10, for if while we were God's enemies, we were reconciled to him through his death, through the death of his son, how much more, having been reconciled, shall we be saved through his life? When we were enemies, God was prepared to reconcile us. Now that we are reconciled, and it is interesting to notice here that this reconciliation is not just something for eternity, it's something for now. Because it is now that we need reconciled, that God needs reconciled people in order for them to become ambassadors. It's now that we need the ambassadors, people who are going to represent the kingdom of God. There are lots of different representations in this world. People represent all different causes: football, art, politics, economy, everything. We have ambassadors for all those things. But the most important ambassador is the one who represents the King of Kings. And that's you. God chose you to represent his kingdom. And that's a big privilege. But it is also a big responsibility. Paul is going to write to Timothy, he's going to compare our Christian walk, our Christian life, with the life of a soldier, of a person who works on the fields, and an athlete. And they had to behave themselves in a different way, different from other people who are not athletes or who are not soldiers, who are not working the land. Because they had responsibilities, they had a function they had a job to do. The kingdom of God is we're not just doing a job. It's a grace that God has given us to represent him in this world. So this work of grace that God has given us, it is extremely important. It is vital, isn't it, for lots of people? Lots of people who don't know the love of God. Be justified by faith, says Paul in Romans chapter 5 verse 1. We have peace with God. To be reconciled with God is to have peace with him. But then we want to share this peace. We want to share this love with others because we are Christ's ambassadors. For all this is from God, who reconciled us to himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation. 2 Corinthians 5:18. He gave us. It is a gift. It is grace. God bless you.